We're live. Cool. All right. So give me 2 minutes to send the link everywhere, and then we start.
Sure thing.
All right. The comments also should come through. So we're going to see comments coming through. So if people are falling behind or something on, they can comment on YouTube, and we'll see it come through. I'll moderate that part.
Sounds good.
All right. So let's wait for people to trickle in.
Did you post the link to?
I'll post it to Telegram. I'll now post on my Instagram too.
Okay, great.
Do you want the graphic, or you have it? The graphic was posted also on Telegram if you want to take that.
Sorry, which one? What?
There was like a image I made for the broadcast.
Oh yeah.
If you go to the main Telegram channel, we can. If you want to put that on Instagram. But I think we
on my Instagram.
We have like
I just
40
posted,
people here now. Hi, people. Sure. We're just going to share the link and then get to the tutorial. We have Philip. We have Hossein. All right. So who's ready to build some VPNs? Copy. All right. So we are here from Portland and Toronto. Portland, Toronto, live now. All right, good to go. All right. So guys, I'll monitor. So first, hello, I'm Behrooz.
Hey, I'm Arash.
We are two people who met this week to just put this together. So, yeah, I think we both know each other through the Toronto network. I think just because we're setting up VPNs, so you guys know who we are. We're just working with our own kind of identities here. So I'm Behrooz. I live in Toronto. I am a product designer and product strategist, and I run a startup in Toronto called Nora, where we help people sleep better.
Yeah, and I'm Arash. I'm also in Toronto. I'm a software person. I'm a software architect right now. I'm CEO of a startup. It's pretty early stages. And yeah, happy to be here.
Awesome. So, Arash, I'll let you drive the tutorial. I think there was one part that you wanted me to share the screen for. So you let me know, and then I'll put that up when it's the right time.
Yeah, I guess we can go ahead and get it started. So if you can, Behrooz, just show the pictures related to creating an account on Volter.
Awesome.
So Volter is a kind of like a cloud provider, but not like, AWS, Azure, or Google. It's a much cheaper one. And basically that's the reason that we are going to use it. Okay. It's also very simple compared, let's say, to AWS. It doesn't have all sorts of settings.
All right. So I'll put up the screens that we just captured right before this. Let me share my screen as well. All right. So
Yeah, if you're following along, just go to the. It looks like we don't have the the right link, but just go to my.vulture.com. Do you have the link somewhere, Barus?
I'll just post. I'll just type it on the screen as you.
Of course. Okay,
give us
sounds
a
good. So
Vulture.com.
yeah. By the way, I don't know what's the right pronunciation of the Vulture, but let's just call it Vulture.
Hopefully they're not offended. So my.vulture.com.
Yeah, that's the one.
Just to double check. That does take you. Okay, so I've already signed up, so it goes to my dashboard. But what you guys want to see first is you want to sign, not log in. Obviously, you're signing up. So you want to select the sign up at the very bottom of the screen. So I'll put the URL on the screen for now. So as you guys are following along, you can go with that.
Right. And then the next step would be, I guess you will see a page with like kind of like a registration and your credit card. Yeah, I guess that's the one.
Right. So this is the only place we're gonna put in credit card info. And don't worry, like as you do this, it's gonna show a higher charge, but then we're gonna adjust our settings. It goes back down to like the $6 per month. Good enough to support about 100 users. So let's wait a couple of minutes here. Put in your name, address, credit card info, and then you actually do need here, as you're completing this, to select at least $5 to get past this screen. So select other and then $5 as you're on that screen. So right now you are here. Just wait a couple of minutes. Maybe give us a thumbs up as you're done with that sign up. Mahban asks, is there a reason not to use our everyday email? I don't think really, like once you make the VPN link, it's not at all tied to your personal account. You could make a different account if you want. But Arash, any recommendations there?
No, that's correct. So this is what you see. It's completely invisible to your clients or your users, the VPN users. So you can do whatever you want here. They're not going to see your credit card. They're not going to see your name or email address or anything else.
Awesome. Can I get a couple of thumbs up if people are done with putting up their credit cards? Just don't want to rush you guys. So if you're done with that, you put in the $5 link credit card, and then it should take you then to this screen. So give me a thumbs up when you are here. For the card info, you basically, sorry, just you're asking. For the card info, going back, just put in your name, address, card info. As soon as you create an account on Vulture, you then will get on this screen, put in your credit card, you select $5 link credit card, and then you will end up on this one. All right, and don't worry, again, you might see a higher charge, but we're gonna adjust it to get to the $6 per month, which is that's enough for our use. All right, we're getting thumbs up. All right, so we're gonna move forward. Again, this is also being recorded, right? So we won't wait too long, so the video won't be too lengthy for others that are gonna watch it after, and then you can always come back, repeat through the recording. So then you select on the top right, Cloud Compute, which is the $2.50 per month. You scroll down. You select Europe and actually select Warsaw. Arish, do you want to just demystify kind of this idea of like why are we choosing a location in terms of proximity to end server?
Oh yeah, of course. So I actually I can take over because I can do this
Oh, you
part.
have the screens from here. Awesome.
Yeah. So let me
So I'll stop sharing.
just share my.
Oh, sorry. I remove. Yeah, you have to share your screen again with me.
Sure. Okay. Can you see my screen, Barrows?
Yes, I'll add it now. There we go.
Okay.
Do you mind make your window a little narrower, it's too wide so people can see? There you
Okay. Yeah, it will just. Okay. So again, you should have been here. So we're gonna choose the cloud compute. So this is the cheaper ones, and we will leave the AMD high performance for this one. And then we are gonna choose a location. So the closer to Iran is better because they're gonna get a better ping. So the problem is so many people used to use Germany. We see some of the Germany IPs are blocked. So some people are using London, and some people are using other places. We just figured out that Poland, Warsaw is actually works pretty well, and it is much closer to Iran. Um, so we're gonna choose Warsaw, and then for the operating system, Debian and Ubuntu are both okay. We will leave it at for on Debian because it's smaller memory footprint. And scrolling down, server size, we go with the $6 per month. Now, if you scroll a little bit further down, you will see there's a pre-selected auto backups, which is $1.2 per month. We don't need this, so we'll just turn it off. And then the rest should be okay. You will not see this SSH keys, and that's fine. I'm not gonna choose it either, so to be the same as you. So everything else is fine. This is going to be $6 per month. So I'm gonna just deploy now. Okay, while it is installing, just let me know if there's any question.
What do we have here?
Okay.
One question is the IP static?
It is, yes.
And then yes, we will save this video.
Yeah, sure. One more thing, people who are on Windows, just go ahead and install Putty. So Putty is a client for SSH. If you're on Mac or Linux, that's fine. You already have SSH. So
let me put that. I'll put that link in the caption.
Sure, that's great.
I think you gave it to me already, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have it as well.
Do you mind, sorry, just oh, okay, if you have Windows,
Yeah.
that okay, I'll just put that in the caption. I'll put it in the comments too, guys, so you can just copy from there. So just put it in the comments, but I'll just put it on the screen as well. So if you have Windows, you want to, while you're waiting, you want to install that. If you're on a Mac or a Linux machine, you're fine.
Correct. Right. Now, it looks like mine is running now. Sometimes it says running, but it is still doing stuff in the background. So just go ahead and try. So it basically gives you a note here, which says your server may still be finishing installing stuff. But that's fine. I'm gonna just go ahead and. So if you're on Linux or Mac, just go to terminal.
So just also tell people how to launch terminal for those who have not before.
Sure. I don't have, mine is Linux, so I guess if you on Mac, if you open Finder, you can just type terminal.
Yeah, I'll show you guys quick on a Mac how that looks
Sure.
like. Let me remove yours. Okay, I'll share my entire screen so you guys can see my Finder come up. So I press my Command spacebar. Sorry, this is very noisy here. Command spacebar, and then I just put terminal. That's it. Your terminal comes up. So now you can follow instructions from there.
Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just SSH to this machine. So I'm gonna need the IP address. So I'll get the IP address.
So highlight that again. So IP address is right under, if you see on the screen on the left, under Warsaw, right there. So I want to copy that IP address.
Sure. Then I will type in SSH root at the IP address. And then the root is this one. It comes from the username. And then you're gonna need the password as well. Okay. So I will just press enter here. It will tell me if I'm sure that I want to connect to this one. I will type in yes.
Ash, can you zoom in on your terminal?
Of course, yeah. Better?
Yeah.
Okay, what's that? Too much?
Maybe one more.
One more?
There we go.
And then it needs a password. So password might be a little bit tricky for people who are not used to it. So just press the copy here, and then on the terminal, just paste. You're not gonna see anything, but it does its job. Just trust it and press enter. So don't paste twice or 3 times. You should see something like this. So if you see this, then you're good. So maybe
I think we lost a few people. So just, if you don't mind, just repeat this section for the sake of
okay.
Come along. If you want to.
Sure. Which part?
Just from beginning of terminal. So we open terminal.
Okay. Yeah, we opened it. I actually I can just exit.
Yeah, let's just
and do it again. So open the terminal, type in SSH, and get the username, which is root. It's over here. Root @, and then get the IP address. It's right here. Paste and enter. Then you're gonna need a password. So this is the password. You don't have to show it, and I'm not gonna show it, but I can just right away copy, and then I can paste. So if you're pasting, you're not seeing anything. That's for security reasons. Just don't press twice because it's gonna mess it up. And then press enter.
Yeah, and if you did, like when I did when I was doing first time, it will ask you for the password again. So that time, just make sure you paste once, press enter.
Exactly. So, okay. We have another link. So, hey, Bears, can you?
Yeah, I'll put that link in the comments and also on this in 1 sec. So, why don't you explain what is this link, and then
sure. So, this is very basic installation that I put together here. There is a better one for people who can read and write in Farsi. We will share the link as well. But this one is pretty quick, and it gets the job done. So what we are going to do, so this is just updating repositories and everything. And this part is opening up the firewall. And this part is a one-liner that installs the VPN. So
Actually, it looks like I need the repo link one more time myself.
okay, no worries.
Give it to me on Telegram. I'll put it up.
First. That is. There we
Got
go.
it. Perfect. All right, so I'll put this in the comments. Let's give people a second to catch up. And then I'll also put it on the banner. So what you want to do now, you're going to need this link.
Right.
For this step.
And then once
we're in the terminal, we've put in the IP, we put in the password, and now we need to follow the instructions from here.
Mm-hmm. So what I do, there's this, like if you hover over here, you will see this copy button. Just press it, come back to the terminal, and Control V, and enter.
We take the link from the GitHub, put it into the terminal. Or not
Right.
the link, sorry. You copy that section on the GitHub repo, and then you put it in the terminal.
Correct. So this is a little bit inconvenient because it's Chinese, but I have the translation here. So first one says continue. So we'll say yes, just Y works. Second one says what is the username, and we say, let's say admin. And you can choose any username that you want. And then the third one is the password. So don't use my password, obviously, but I'm gonna use this one because I'm going to carry it down after, so that's fine. And then the last thing is the dashboard port, basically.
Yeah.
So we will see where we're going to use it. And we'll choose 8080, and there we go.
Let's stay on this screen for a second. So there's 4 basically back-to-back questions you answer. First one is yes. Second one is you make your username. Remember that one because you're going to use it. Then is a password that you create that you're going to use also. So keep those handy. And then 8080.
Correct. So we need to go back to our Walter account because we need the IP again. So we'll copy the IP and paste it in a new browser tab, and then put a column, and we need this 8080 that we put here. So that's the port that we're going to use. So 8080, enter. And then you're going to see this one. Obviously, I chose admin, and then this is my password. Login. Save. Okay, so this is, you might see this page in Chinese. If that's the case, just right click and press translate to English. Because I assume.
Do you mind? I think we don't need we're not going to need the terminal again, right?
No, we're not going to need
it. Let's bit. Let's make that a bit bigger. And if you can zoom in a couple of times on the browser so people can see easily.
Of course, yeah.
So how did we end up here? We ended up here by putting in the IP address, colon 8080. I put that in the comments right now for you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you got there, it will ask the same username and password that you just created. And then you end up on this screen, and you can say right-click, translate to English, so you see everything in English.
Mm-hmm. Right. There are a bunch of interesting information here as well, but we're not going to use them right now. So we just go to the inbound list. So here we're going to create our first VPN account, right? This is something that we create, and then we send the code to the people who want to use it. Okay, so I will press the plus button here. The first one is a name. So if, for example, you're making VPNs for people that you want to enter their name. So let's say Mike, or you can just use client 1, whatever works for you. Okay. The second one is the protocol. So there's a drop down list. I will open it and choose VLess. So the VMess is selected. I will choose VLess. So don't be bothered about the UI because the UI is a little bit buggy. So when you choose VLess, it doesn't reflect. So leave it as is. It doesn't matter. You have an option here that I'm gonna just leave it 0. If you want to say, for example, this user can only use, I don't know, 20 gigabytes or whatever. So for example, if you have 100 users and you want to give each of them 20 gigabytes, that will be your upper boundary on your cloud instance, right? So you will use 2 terabytes by the end of the month, right? But I'm gonna just leave it 0, which means it is unlimited and they can use as much as they want. Then there is this transmission. Okay, so far we put the remark, which is the name of the client. We selected the VLS, and then we changed the transmission to WS, which is the WebSocket. So this shouldn't matter, but just to be safe, I will just add GQL, which is GraphQL. I don't know. It might trick the filtering a little bit better. So I'll put it here. So this is everything that you want. Remember, this is not TCP because I chose WS and then the UI is buggy. Everything is fine here. I will press add to. Now I have a client, okay? So what I have to do is I press this operate, and then I go to the QR code. So there are 2 options. So if I want, I just can use my phone to take a picture of this QR and add this account to my whatever software I'm using, and we will tell you which softwares people should use on Android and iPhone. But then easier way is to just press copy, and then you're gonna get a link. So if I paste the link here, this is not a browser link, but it looks like this one. I don't know if this is good. So let me see what I can paste it. Okay, so the link basically looks like this.
I mean, it just happened to be posting it here, but it's just a good post anyway.
Yeah, sure. So all you have to do is to send the people this link, right? And then they can just use it on their applications and connect to your VPN. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay, so we have at this point, we've created a VPN. So now it is 2 things we can do. One, you already know someone, family or friends, let's say in Iran, that you want them to use this. You need to share a bit of instructions for them on how to use it. So on that side, we are not going to go through the full instructions. We're going to tell you what tools they can use, and each of those tools have their own documentation. We'll probably do a subsequent video for you guys so that you can follow along, or they can follow along. So you did your job, basically, right? You have created that link. Ash, do you want bringing up the screen again with the final, like where you get the VPN link, so people know
that's sure.
Your final product.
Yeah, sure. So
that back up on the screen.
Right. Once you created the client, you will press the it says operate, and then QR code. You will get the QR code if you want to use a QR code, but it's not as handy as the link. So press the copy, and then the link will be copied into my clipboard.
You have the link. All right, perfect. So from here, then, and then again, reminder: how did you end up here? It was IP address colon 8080, right? So from here, we can do 2 things. One, you can share it. I'll share my screen now with the 2 mobile, basically, apps that your friend in Iran could use. So we are going with mobile first, given that seems like that's basically what everyone is using right now. So on, and by the way, the link looks something like this. Like this is the one we just made. So that's kind of what you're sending them. On iPhone, they want to use Fair VPN to input that into Fair VPN. On Android, they want to use V2Ray NG. I'll put all that stuff on our chat. And then obviously each of these apps come with the instructions on how to. What's the correct terminology? Is it a custom VPN or what are we looking for in the apps?
Yeah, I don't know. The Android one just says configuration file, as you can see on the top of the screen, and then there is a plus button, right? You press and I guess the order is uh, kind of like the other. So the first one is the one on the right that you press the plus button or
Oh,
tap on
that's the first
yeah
one.
yeah.
All right. So if you are basically in this app called V2Ray on Android, you go to configuration, you add a new config, which is the link that you sent. That's what they put in here.
That's right. So they just copy the link and then they press the import config from clipboard, and it just automatically gets it from your clipboard and adds another item into this list. Right now I have quite a few, but in your case probably, or in your client's case probably, it would be only one. So they have to select it. The one that they select, you can see that it will turn green on the left side, right? That means they have selected it, right? So, and then they can press the V, the gray V button, and it will turn green. Once it turns green, it means that it is connected. So, and then they can go ahead and surf the internet freely.
All right. So I think we will then do a streamlined version of this for you guys, including a shorthand for those instructions in the apps. So then that can be passed along as well. But most people who have already used the VPN, how popular is this approach, Arash, would you say?
So this one that we just discussed is actually very popular, right? So many people are using it. This is very basic. You can get more fancy with adding TLS and putting everything behind a CDN to make sure that your IPs are not being detected, or you can tunnel through a server in Iran. So you can do all sorts of stuff, right? But this is bare minimum and can get you started.
Awesome. We have a couple of Ehsan says it worked. He has a Polish VPN destination set up. Awesome. So then the other thing I'm going to share here is this quick Google form. So if you end up following this and you build an extra VPN and you don't have anyone directly to give it to you, just put it into this form. We will distribute it through the Telegram channel, or Arash maintains a couple of communities. So when you make a new VPN, we can share it with people who need a new link. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, this took the 30 minutes that we thought. I think we will get help from the rest of the volunteers in the team, recreate a short and sweet, like really clear screen, all that stuff. But thanks for kind of working with us with this first version of this tutorial. Good to run it live and kind of make sure it works for people. And then we're going to streamline it and then republish it. And then, yeah, we can also share that as a tutorial that people can run. The point of this was, I think it's hard to carve out half an hour to alone to like set up a VPN. So I think it was just nice to kind of do it together. And maybe we'll just repeat this kind of session sometime next week, get more people to create VPNs.
And Bears, do you want to share my Telegram handle so that if people have any questions or if you guys run into any problems, just shoot me a message. I will get to most of them.
Your tech support.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So wait, I'll put it on the screen one second. Because I'm gonna keep the comments open for another like few minutes if you want to ask questions or anything. VPN related questions. We've got the guy here. So that's how you find Arash. Yes, Sarah, we are going to record and repost. Majid is asking, I didn't get it. How can you use this VPN? All right, do you want to just kind of explain what did we make and how will people use it?
Sure. So we just created the server, right? That's what we did, right? And also we got a link that explains how a client should connect to the server, right? The link is the same for either iPhone or Android, uh, but you need to somehow get the link to your end user, right? Once they have the link, they need to add it to whatever application they're using. So for iPhone, they're using Fair VPN. For Android, they're using V2Ray NG. And once they add the link, they can just connect through that link and use the free internet.
And then a couple of points. I think we just got into action right away. So 2 points. This is what I learned this week from Arash and others, is that the benefit of this approach is this is decentralized. So it's not one VPN provider like the commercial ones that can be blocked. So basically each of this, you can think of it as one VPN service provider. So then it's distributed enough that it's not worth chasing down each one, right? So like each has somewhere between 20 to 100 users on it, and it's kind of practically impossible to close all of them. So if somebody makes a VPN here and then it stops working, you can just make a new one. And if when you stop it, you stop paying for it, basically. So that's kind of the good thing about it. And if your friends in Iran tell you it's slowed down or it's not working anymore, you can ask Arash for technical side of it. There's some stuff you can kind of apply in the back end to monitor that or control it. But for now, just assume you make one, it's up to about 100 users to use the link you just made. And then when that's done, you can go make a new one. That's easy.
Correct. And then just one caveat is that for cases and for people who are behind, when their internet is completely shut down, they're basically on on what's called internet melee in Iran, right? If that's the case for them, they may not be able to use this VPN. For those people, just send them over to me. We have other ways for them to get connected.
And Ash, what's happening right now? Is it based on geography? Like some parts are connected to the net, some parts are running through the melee internet?
I think it's related to probably the threat that they feel that part of the country has. For example, Karaj was on behind the tightest filtering a few days ago. It happened in Mashhad as well. It's not clear to me if it is some sort of strategy or they just mess up the internet. So because they're not good at it, it's obvious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So let's keep the questions going to Arash. And Arash, if you want, I guess there's a community also, like the other group as well that you can send people to. Was
Sure.
that the Arash VPN?
Right.
Should we send it there instead?
That's correct. So if you shoot me a private message, I will add you to the group. So we want to make sure that we have.
You're maintaining that one. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, great. So there was a few questions here. Last one I'll just answer before we wrap it up was, do you need to make one server per user? No. You make one, you share it with a group of people. They might share it with too many people. It might slow down. If that happens, you can shut that down, make a new one, and send the link to for example, you share it to your friend. They share it, but all of a sudden that one for some reason goes viral or a lot of people share it. Once your friend tells you, hey, mine is really slowed down, you can stop that one, make a new one, send it to them, right? So then they still kind of have one with few enough users on it. That's fast. That's probably the best way to manage. You don't want to get into the technical side of it. Just keep in touch with the person you send the VPN to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sharon, that's right. Awesome. Ash, thanks a lot.
No, thank you. Thank you, everyone who's doing this. So this is
80 people on the call. Let's see how many we
okay.
get out of it. So if we make 80, I think that's a good thing. Just like if we make 80 of these VPNs, that potentially could serve 8,000 people.
8,000. Right? Yeah,
just
that's great.
Per $6 one that you make, that's 100 people. So it's pretty effective.
It is, and it is pretty important. I guess I guess one of the most important things that right now you can do for the people of Iran is getting them free internet, because they can read the news, they can post their pictures, whatever is happening there. Yeah, so it is super important. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Have a good Sunday.